You said I don't speak about Islam. When did you speak about Christianity? When was the last time you spoke about Christianity?
Every week here.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Let's start with that. Come
Why
on.
are you so upset?
About what?
I get this like very tense energy from
That's
you.
your insecurity speaking.
It's not my insecurity.
It is
So
indeed.
basically, I'll explain it. He
Yeah.
said there's 3 hadiths that it shows the Prophet. One of them is about
Killing apostates.
he got permission from God to kill someone who was slandering him,
You maligned him.
or
Yeah.
someone else, and then another one about.
To be
a
honest,
blind man.
he doesn't know the
Let
context.
Let her explain.
Yeah, she did explain. He doesn't know the context. So what he does is he looks at the face value of a hadith and he says that is it. In the time of Prophet, peace be upon him, there were laws for both the Muslims and the non-Muslims. And these laws were there for everyone, including the Jews, the Christians, the Muslims,
That's what I
all
said
of
to
them.
him. Have you looked at the faults in
Yeah.
your own Bible?
For example, apostasy. In the Bible, there is apostasy law, which is to kill the apostate. Okay? That is clearly mentioned in Deuteronomy, which is from his God, but he won't bring that up. You know why? He
That's
goes,
his job to bring it
look,
up.
he goes,
No,
shut
I'm
that
not-
time.
Let me talk about it then.
No, let me finish. Don't
No,
interrupt.
let me-
Don't interrupt.
Like, no, we're
I
not
know you're
talking-
insecure. So let me expose you
Alright.
from the Bible.
You know what I'm gonna do?
In the Bible,
You know what I'm gonna do?
there is
I'm gonna walk
apostasy
away.
law. Of course, you're going to walk
You know
away
why?
because when
Because
the Bible
he's
is brought up,
disrespectful.
they run away.
He's actually being disrespectful.
How am I being
He's
disrespectful?
talking to.
Both of you,
If I'm.
both of
You haven't let me finish. I haven't
Listen to
finished
her,
yet.
She's saying calm down.
Both of you,
Yeah.
calm down. Okay. So the point is, he was telling me about 3 of them. I said to him, okay, but this is what all Christians do here. They look for little faults and sometimes they change
Yeah.
the words.
In fact, everything they
Let
can
her
show us,
finish, man.
it is in the Bible.
He said you do the same
Yeah,
thing.
everything they show us from the hadith, it's actually in the Bible, but they will never ever
Wasn't
condemn
give me one
anything
second,
in the
let me say
Bible.
something. Wasn't I fair when I said to you, if you don't know, you can get any Muslim that you want and bring them here?
Yeah, I said
He
I'll
came.
ask them to
He
come.
came first, and then he came, but he
Ah,
never
here
came
comes the victim card. Watch it. Go on. Let's see the victim.
He
Hear
never
the
came
victim
with the
card.
right energy, right? He's talking about Deuteronomy, right?
Yes.
That is in the Bible, but that's Jewish tradition. Now we can talk about that.
Is it from your God?
It is.
Okay.
But we can
So
talk
do you agree
no,
or
no,
do?
but we can talk
no,
about that.
Do you
but I
condemn
want
the
you to
apostasy
understand-
law of
course I
stoning?
don't. Of
You
course I
condemn
don't.
it.
But we have to go through
Wait.
the text.
Do you condemn
We
the
have to
apostasy
go-
law?
We have to go through the text.
It's in Deuteronomy. In his Bible, it says anyone who converts from the family, yes, they should be put to death. Now he said he condemns it.
No,
You know,
but I
he
think
just
it-
said he condemns it. Did you
What-
notice
what it
that?
says,
He
if you
condemns his
entice
own
them
God's
into
word.
Another religion to worship other gods.
It's not
That's
another
different.
religion. Same
Enticing
God.
them to worship other gods.
Yes,
Get the text
that's
out.
called apostasy.
But what I would say first and foremost, right?
So do you condemn it? Let's start with that.
Let's
Do you
start with
condemn
this.
it?
Let's start with this. Can
What?
you just be quiet for 1 second?
Yeah, I
Let's
can.
start with this.
Yeah, but
Thank
you need to-
No,
you
you
need to answer
be
the
quiet
question.
for 1 second.
Yeah.
You can't come in here and ask me a question.
I can,
I was
actually.
having a conversation with her
I
first.
can.
So if you want to come in the conversation,
No, there's no such law.
Oh,
No such
man.
rule.
Why-
You said 1 second, your
You're the
second is
insecure
over.
one.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
The
Why are you
reason
afraid to
you
talk
brought
about
up those
religion?
hadith is to show that Islam is bad. But the thing is, you'll find something worse in the Bible. According to them, they can't be forgiven without the human sacrifice of Jesus.
You see-
Okay? Without the human Now, the only people who actually believed in human sacrifice for atonement of sin were the pagans.
see how he's
So
jumping?
they have actually gone to
see how he's
paganism
jumping?
from the,
Why
you know,
can't you-
Abraham,
Hashim,
Moses,
Hashim,
Jesus,
why can't you
all
address-
of this, they
Hashim,
worship
you're not-
one God.
we're not
I'm
communicating
talking
here.
to her, not to you.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm going to walk away.
Of course you're going to walk away because you have
you're not
nothing to
talking
say.
me. You're not talking to me. You're running
When I
away.
talk to you, you change the topic.
What do you mean? There was a topic already before you came in.
Yes, and I'm
You
addressing the
can't come in-
topic.
How are
Okay.
you addressing
Did he
it?
not show you
Oh
the
my
hadith
days.
about apostasy?
You are
And I
impossible to
responded
talk
to
to.
apostasy in the
You
Bible.
are impossible to
He
talk to.
said he condemns it in the Bible, which means he
Then
condemns his own
didn't
God.
I go through the text? Didn't I go through the text with you? And didn't I say to you that you can bring any Muslim here, including him, including
Yes.
Mansour, right? So I'm happy to discuss the text with him. There's no problem with that. But he's just come in, right? He's jumped straight into Deuteronomy. He hasn't brought up the
That's
text.
because you
right?
condemn it.
And wait, he hasn't brought up the text. I never said I condemned it.
Oh, you
I
did?
never said I
So you're
condemned
okay with it then?
I
You're
never-
okay with
I
apostasy?
reserve my judgment until we speak about this properly.
You are okay
Can you
with
just be
killing
quiet
of
for-
apostates?
Can you just be quiet?
No,
for a
you don't tell
second?
me what to do.
All right,
If you want to
listen,
walk away,
then
walk
I-
away. Anytime.
So
Do you
basically,
know what?
you
Okay,
said
because that is your exit.
I gave.
in the
Let me
Bible-
show you from the Bible about the apostasy. Yeah,
I'm gonna walk away.
yeah, run away,
He
boy.
didn't want to talk about.
Run away,
he didn't
boy.
want to
No
talk about his
problem.
hadith, right? It would have been nice if he addressed those hadiths first, and then we went to this. I'm happy to do that.
Are
If
you sure?
If you agree with that, we'll do it
Okay,
right now.
so you're not going to run away in the middle of the discussion when I bring up the Bible, will you?
That's fine. We
Okay,
can go through it
you
right
bring
now.
one hadith, I'll bring a Bible verse.
No, I
How about
wanna go
that?
through the
That's
three-
not fair.
No,
What I wanna do-
3 will take
I
a long
wanna-
time. One at a time.
There's no rush.
There's no
There's
rush?
no rush.
Really?
Yeah,
Let's
we've
see.
got the time.
Okay, so if there's no
We've
rush,
got the time.
if there's no rush, let's do one hadith, one Bible verse.
Okay.
How about that? Is that fair?
Let's do it.
Good.
That's fine.
Let's bring it on. Come on.
This is interesting now.
Okay, yeah. Come down then. We're not hearing.
Are you Christian?
Who said that?
Are you Christian?
I am.
You're a nobody.
You know it.
Hadith rejectors are nobodies.
Hadith written by after 600 years.
So when I was
No, it
South
wasn't.
America.
It wasn't.
From South America.
Yes, I am.
They're both Christians.
So when I was talking to the lady, this is the point that I made, right?
Go on.
That Muhammad had his people murdered by his followers, including apostates.
No, read it as it is. Without you putting your own words in it. Read it as it is in the hadith.
Read it as it is.
Because what he does is he puts his own spin. This is what Christians do.
you as well
They
do
love
it.
to put the spin.
Come on.
No, we read it as it is.
Okay, without
in the
spin.
Bible.
Okay, without spin.
Yeah, no
okay.
spins.
No, you as well.
Keep your spin to yourself.
You're a dangerous man to spin, I tell you.
God bless you, brother. We read in Sahih al-Bukhari 6922, narrated. Do you want to get it out?
Yeah, you read it. Read it.
You can't get it out because remember last time you didn't trust that I was reading it, the original source.
Read it. I'm listening.
Yeah, I want her to be ready. This is for her. It's not really for you.
I thought it was for me until now. Bring anyone you want. Now all of a sudden it's not about me.
Remember, we're discussing what was discussed before you came.
Dude, it's okay. Hold your insecurities. Yeah, go and read it.
Sahih al-Bukhari 6922. Yeah.
Yeah.
Narrated Ikrimah, some atheists were brought to Ali and he burnt them. The news of this event reached Ibn Abbas, who said, "If I had been in his place, I would not have burnt them, as Allah's messenger forbade it, saying, 'Do not punish anybody with Allah's punishment, fire.' I would have killed them according to the statement of Allah's messenger. Whoever changed his Islamic religion, then kill him."
What's your point?
That if you change your Islamic religion, you
Yeah.
are worthy of death.
All right. That's apostasy.
Did you know that
Is
beforehand?
that
Did
apostasy
you
for
know
you?
that beforehand?
yeah.
Is that
Okay, say.
apostasy for
Asking the
you?
lady a question. Did you know that
I
beforehand?
think I knew something like this.
So you wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So I'm just making it
Okay,
clear.
so-
So I'm educating her.
That's fine.
On things
It's
that.
about apostasy. We got it. No need to keep repeating.
Do you
Alright,
accept
okay.
that?
But
Okay, me
Do
first,
you accept
first
that
and
statement?
foremost,
Let me
you
ask
kill
you the
someone?
question
can
now.
I answer the way I want without
Let me ask
imposing
you the
and
question
pointing
now.
fingers?
Okay, I won't point
Right,
fingers.
calm down
Can I
first.
ask you the question
Calm
now?
down, you need
Can
to
I
calm
ask
down.
you the
Yeah,
question
go
now?
on.
Do you approve of that or do you condemn it?
Okay, now I'll answer the way I want.
yes or
Okay,
no?
no, it's not a yes or no. Don't tell me how to answer.
No, that's fine.
Don't tell me how to answer. Yeah, look at the camera. See how stupid you look. You want to go away? Walk.
He wants
Because I
me
will
to-
answer
he
the way I
actually
want.
wants me to walk
Because
away.
in a
He actually wants me to walk away.
just like in Deuteronomy, in the time of Moses,
His
when
Valkyrie
apostasy was actually punished by death, just like in the Hadith
I'm
here.
looking for something in
Yeah.
the Bible.
No, it doesn't matter. It's in Deuteronomy. We got lots of them. Don't
to
worry.
bring it up,
Okay.
the text.
Yeah, of course I'll bring up the
to
text.
answer my
Okay.
question.
So
Do
your
you
question.
condemn this or not?
I will answer the way I want, not yes and no. Okay. If you got a problem with that, walk.
See,
Yeah, but you-
how do you telling me to walk? Right?
Because
He wants me to go.
you're imposing conditions.
Man, let's work
Okay,
on
so
He wants
in
me to walk.
in Islamic
No, but let's
country,
work on
look,
answer.
under
Walk in the
Sharia,
flesh.
if this is the case, and by the way, there is a due process. It's not like somebody leaves Islam and straight away you chop the head off. No, there's actually a due process. They go to the court, they establish what exactly is the problem, and then also they were given time to reflect on it. So it's not straight away like the way you think it is.
But they still
And this is
apply now.
hold on, stop interrupting. Stop interrupting.
Sorry about that.
In Islamic Sharia, if you live under that, which means you have to agree by the law, just like in America. If you commit treason, then it is the death penalty there. So if you want to live in America, then you have to abide by the laws of America, right? Just because, by the way, this is the 21st century, they still get death penalty. Yes? Now, in the case of Deuteronomy,
No,
like in
why
the
did
time of
Ali burn-
Moses,
Why did Ali burn them?
what Ali radiallahu anhu did, actually it is a companion who's condemning it. Have you noticed that in the
But he
hadith?
says he would have killed him in another way, not by Allah's
Yeah, not by
fire.
burning.
So still would have
Not
killed-
by burning.
So
Yes.
how then?
By the
How
way,
Allah
did I say it's not death penalty? It is death penalty for
you-
apostates.
Okay,
But
so
in
you-
a Sharia, where the country is following the Sharia law, not in Britain or somewhere
So
else
you
where they
support
don't have
the killing-
Sharia.
So you support the killing of all apostates then?
In the Sharia, done through the due process,
You hearing
yes.
that? In the Sharia.
Yes.
And do you want
Okay.
Sharia law to
No,
be?
no,
in
don't ask
Do you
me.
want the Sharia law to be all over the world?
Depends if they want it.
Do you want that? What would you like? Why are you here?
Okay.
You're here because you want to spread Islam, right?
Okay, let me ask you this. If the people-
you want Sharia law here. So one,
See,
on one
did you
hand-
notice that? I
on
answered the
one hand-
hadith. Now he's going to another topic. Now my turn to ask about the hadith.
Condemn the Muslims that are killing the Christians in
Stop
Syria,
interrupting.
the Muslims that are killing
Stop
the
interrupting.
Christians in Nigeria,
Stop interrupting.
the Muslims that are raping, rampaging wild.
Position you're
Yeah,
Hold on, mate. Yeah.
stop interrupting.
Are you
I don't want to talk to
condemn
you.
the Christian?
Okay, so what I'm saying is that if
Muslims
the
in every
Deuteronomy
Western
says the same
country.
thing, would you? If Deuteronomy says the same thing, would you consent?
Are you going to condemn man?
Somebody call the police. This guy's harassing. Call the police on this guy.
Calm it down, calm it down, calm it down.
I don't want to talk to you.
Calm it down, please.
Get the message.
Let's calm it down, calm it down.
So you agree with that one as well?
Will you
Do you agree
condemn?
with apostasy killing according to Sharia law? Do you
Okay.
agree?
He said to bring the verse in the Bible.
you agree?
Here's a passage in the Bible.
Because you are
In the Bible, it says here,
What is the question?
brother. It's the same. I'm
Killing
showing.
to apostasy.
Stop interrupting. I'm
Can
showing.
he say what he
I'm
said?
showing the apostasy.
Let's go.
They'll come. They'll come there. Stop.
Breaking
Don't
down.
worry.
Crusade.
If you
Do
want
you
to,
agree with that?
So-
Do you
give us
agree
a-
with Sharia law to killing an apostasy? Anyone who is Muslim and convert to another religion. Oh,
well, she doesn't agree. Thank you.
The police.
That's the difference between Christianity.
That's good. Let's move. If they come, then they're harassing. All right, guys, they're gone. Let's come back here. I was going to show the apostasy law in the Bible. Okay, gone.
Okay, go.
By the way, you asked the question, do I want Sharia here? If the majority of the people agree, then
Yes or
yes.
no? Do you want to hear or not?
I just said, if the majority agree, yes.
Without their agreement, what do you want?
It's all based on, if you come in any country, if you got only a minority who want a certain law, obviously not going to
I'm asking you
work.
what you
It's
want.
common sense.
I'm asking you what
It's
you
common
want.
sense.
No, just
I just
what
told you,
want.
conditionally.
What do you want?
Not the way you want to answer. I'll answer the way I want.
If I don't want Sharia law, right?
Then you can move to another country.
Well, I'm in England. There's no Sharia
Like
law
I said, in England, okay, so in England, if the majority want, will you move out?
Do you want Sharia law
Answer
in
the
this
question.
country?
If the majority in England want Sharia law, will you move out?
If Sharia
Will
law,
you move out?
If Sharia law is in this country, I'd move.
Will you? Yeah, you'll move. So you don't believe in democracy?
I would move.
Do you believe in democracy?
I'm a Christian. I'm a.
Will you?
I'm a Christian.
Okay, well,
If I'm living in the
how does
country
a Christian
with
rule?
Sharia law,
Do you know according
that
to
doesn't work in my favor?
based on Christianity,
That
you have to
doesn't work in my
accept the
favor.
law of the land. Do you know that?
But I moved
The
to-
Bible, in the Bible, you have to accept Sharia.
So Christians can't travel.
No, Jesus said,
Christians can't
according to your
travel.
book, according to
Jesus
Jesus,
said scatter when there's persecution.
no. Yeah, if there's persecution, so if there's no persecution,
I'm
you're
under
okay.
Sharia law,
Do you
then
know how
I
many
think I need-
Christians lived under Sharia and they were okay with it? How many Jews lived under Sharia and they were okay with
So,
it?
yes or no, do you-
Maimonides, one of the greatest
like
scholars
talking to
of
a
the
child.
Jews, he lived in a
It's
Muslim
literally
country
like talking
for
to a
many,
little
many
child.
decades. And the Muslims
Honestly,
gave
I just
them,
want a decent conversation.
Muslims actually honored them and respected them
just
for their
want a
knowledge.
straightforward question.
I've already answered you. I don't want to answer the way you want, I'll answer the way I want.
So-
You said you don't believe in democracy. You don't believe
never
in the
said
law. Oh, do you?
never said that.
Okay, so let me ask you once again.
So you're
If the
saying that-
majority want Sharia, are you okay with it or not?
If they want Sharia and that's what is implemented, I will move.
So you're not okay with democracy because democracy is what? If the majority agree, then that is
So
democracy.
you're saying I have to stay in this country?
you
all
are
my
against
life.
democracy.
Are you against democracy?
I'm not actually.
You know,
I'm
so
not.
Were you born and bred
I'm
here?
not. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, were you? Were
yeah, I
you?
was.
Okay, so you're
Yes,
still
I
against,
was.
even though you're
No.
born and bred here, you're still against democracy.
You must be against
This
democracy.
is what happens,
No,
you
no,
know,
no.
as soon as Sharia
He
comes,
must be against
democracy goes out the
because
window.
Where he was before he came to here. So why didn't you agree what was going on there?
I can go anywhere in the world. Who are
Well, I
you?
can as well.
When did I say you can't?
So why am I against
He's
democracy?
lost the plot already. I said you don't believe in democracy
How
because
does that mean I don't believe in democracy?
according to you, if the majority agree, yes, good. If the majority agree, then you said you're not okay with it. Am I right?
I'm not okay with that.
Thank you. So that's not democracy. Because the democracy is by the majority,
I have a
and whatever
choice.
the majority
I have-
agree,
no, but I respect,
then they have
no,
to.
a democracy respects the decision. I'd respect the decision.
Okay.
I would just move.
So you're okay with
So I
respecting
would
Sharia?
I'd respect the decision.
You're
but
okay
I
with
would
respecting
move.
Sharia then?
If it was implemented,
Yeah.
and everyone had a vote,
Yes.
just like Brexit.
No. Sharia is not based on votes.
Just like Brexit. What are you talking about?
Sharia is not based on votes like
You
the way
said the
you think.
majority.
Yes, the majority.
Now you're saying it's not
You need
based
to
on
know how
votes.
the Sharia is elected, how the Caliph is elected.
I'm
You
sure-
obviously
I'm
are
giving you-
ignorant of it.
Okay.
So you think democracy is equal to Sharia. Look at this guy. He's not the same. You know
He's
why?
talking
You know
about-
why the Sharia is better? I'll
Alright.
tell you why. I'll tell you why.
The reason why-
Because
no,
in a Sharia, how the voting is conducted, the representatives of the people are the ones who vote, not any Tom, Dick, and Harry who has no idea about whom they're voting for. Sometimes what happens in a democracy, they give you money and they will vote for the candidate who paid them. So this is called bribery. And in a democracy, that falls apart. Because the thing is that the one who has the most money, they can bribe people and
Okay.
get them into electing the leader who's the richest maybe, or the most powerful. Unfortunately, you can have corrupt leaders, and that's the reason today we see corrupt leaders who take us to war. In England, for example, when Britain went to war,
All right,
during the
you're
Gulf
just
War,
having a monologue now.
during the Gulf War, this was,
on, man.
the democracy did not agree with it. The majority of people were against the war. But what did the leaders who were elected do?
Okay.
They went to war anyway,
Okay.
on a false pretext of some dodgy dossier that there are weapons of mass destruction.
All right,
A million people died. A million people died.
Because this
You
is just a
stop
monologue.
threatening me about walking away. Walk away if you have to. Who the hell are you, man? So let me read. I knew you will not keep his word. I said I'm going to read Deuteronomy from the Bible.
You're having a monologue. I've been waiting.
You asked me a question, I'll answer the way I want. I told you already.
All right then.
Okay, so let's discuss apostasy. I knew you'd go to run away when the Bible came out. Okay, so this guy had a huge problem with apostasy, which means the killing of people who leave the religion. It is actually, before even it was in the Hadith, it was in the Bible, in the Old Testament, in Deuteronomy chapter 13, it says, if your very own brothers, or your son or daughter, or wife you love, or your closest friend secretly entice you, saying, let us go and worship other gods. Okay? Then what you do is, by the way, gods here that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods of the people around you, whether near or far, from one end to of the land to the other, do not yield to them or listen to them. Show them no pity. Remember, this is the apostasy law that I'm now going to quote from the Bible. It says here, you must certainly do not spare them or shield them. You must certainly put them to death. Your hand must be the first in putting them to death, and then the hands of all the people. Stone them to death, because they tried to turn you away from the Lord your God, who brought you out of the wilderness, out of Egypt and out of the land of slavery. Then all Israel will hear and be afraid, and no one among you will do such an evil therein again. This is Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse number 6 to 11. Clearly apostasy in the Bible. He said he's not going to condemn what's in the Bible. Why? Because it's from his God. If it's in the Hadith, he will condemn it, but the exact same, in fact even worse than that. Even worse, because there's no mention of any due process here. There's no going to the judge, no understanding of his mental state or his physical state, none of that. Just stone them to death. That is stone cold from the Bible in Deuteronomy, which is one of the first 5 books from Moses according to the Christians. And this is the law of apostasy in the Bible. If you condemn the Hadith, then condemn your God, who actually in a way revealed this particular passage. It is from your God, the same God you worship, whether as a Trinity or not. It's the same God that you worship in Christianity, because the Old Testament is actually the same God. Old Testament God is different?
No.
Is it different?
The Allah of Islam is the
No,
Shaitan.
I'm saying Old Testament, New Testament.
The God of the
Okay,
heaven
go
and
away,
the
you.
earth. God of the heaven
Get
and the
away
earth
from here.
is the God of
Okay,
the
now we got the
Abraham,
shayateen
Isaac, and
here.
Jacob.
Okay,
God of the
they don't
heaven
actually
and the
believe in the
earth
Bible.
is the
By the way,
God of
stop coming in my
Abraham,
space.
Isaac, and Jacob.
Yes, God of Jesus. God of
the heaven
Jesus.
and the earth is the God. This is
And
not
God
your
of Jesus
house.
said, according to the Old Testament,
This is not your
stone
house.
the apostates.
This is not your house.
Okay, so anyway,
The God
Jazakallah
of
khairan.
Abraham is the
Assalamu
God
alaikum
of Abraham,
wa
Isaac, and
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.